Have you ever felt labeled by your mistakes? People call you failure, angry, broken, not enough. But here's the truth. Yahweh never calls his children by their shame. He calls them by their name. In Isaiah 43:1, Yahweh says, "Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine." Notice that he doesn't say, "I've called you by your sin, by your weakness, by what people whisper about you." He says, "You are mine." If you don't think it's true, then remember Jeremiah 1:5. Elohim, God says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." Elohim already has foreknowledge of who you are. He has already set you apart. He already knew who you were going to be before you took your very first breath. Who cares what people say about you? They don't matter. The only thing that matters is God's purpose for your life. Think about Simon in John 1:42. Yeshua looked at him and said, "You are Simon, son of John. You will be called Cephas," which means Peter the Rock. Before Simon ever preached, before he failed, before he denied Yeshua before the cock crowed, Yeshua called him Rock. When Elohim God calls you, he speaks to your identity before you've proven anything. He says, "I see you in your sinfulness. But don't worry, whatever your sinfulness is, leave it and come to me. For I have called you from your mother's womb. I have preserved you because you are mine." Listen, when the world calls you by your worst moments, Yahweh calls you by your purpose. You see, the enemy says, "Look at what you did." But Yahweh says, "Look at who I made you to be." Your past is a fact, but it's not your name. Your wounds are real, but they're not your identity. When you live by what the world calls you, you stay trapped. When you live by what Yahweh calls you, you walk free. So here's the question. Whose voice are you listening to? The voice of culture? The voice of critics? Or the voice of your Creator? Take a moment today. Pray this simple prayer. Yahweh, remind me of the name you called me. Show me who I am in Yeshua. Write it down. Declare it. Walk in it. Because if Yahweh says you are redeemed, no one gets to call you unworthy. You're not who the world says you are. You're not even who you feel like you are. You are who Yahweh says you are. Called by name, chosen, redeemed. And Yeshua is still whispering your true name today. Will you believe him? May Yahweh guide you and bless you in the name of Yeshua. Amen. If this teaching has been a blessing, please like, share, and subscribe.